welcome you all again to our next video tutorial, my dear friends and my dear students. Today we are going to talk about one important disease in case of animals, that is TB, and it is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis and other bacteria of this family, that is Mycobacterium. So most important, we are going to discuss about the two bacteria, that is Mycobacterium tuberculosis, another one is Mycobacterium bovis. Today we are going to discuss about most of the processes involved in case of pathogenesis of TB in animals. So before going in details about the pathogenesis, I would like to say some brief idea I would like to give you before going in details about the pathogenesis. As we all know about this TB, because it is called as global health burden. It is one of the important global health burden of our planet. So in India also it stands number one. Most of the out of total death in TB, especially in all over the world, India stands number one. Out of total cases, it is 27% of the total death only due to this TB. As we all know, of course, it is a zoonotic disease. It comes from animals to human being. That's why we need to take it so seriously. We need to understand its biology. We need to think about this, how to control, how to contain this type of disaster in case of TB. As well as it is economically also it is very important. For tackling of this type of disaster, we need to understand what are the basic reasons behind this disease, or we can call it is a pathogenesis. What are the different processes are involved in settling down of this disease? Before going in details, I would like to mention it here. Mostly pathogenesis depends upon the few molecules which is present in the outer membrane of this organism. Suppose this is a TB organism. So outer membrane of this organism, few molecules are present. They are responsible for the major pathogenic process of this disease. Suppose this is Mycobacterium. Okay, this is Mycobacterium. It is a rod shape. We can say that is slender-like, and always it is in clump. Generally, we see as in clumps. So before just I would like to mention it. First, number one, that would be our cord factor. That would be our cord factor. What is this cord factor? Why it is named like this? Cord factor is trehalose 6 and 6, you can say dimycolate. It is what? It is also a glycolipid. It is glycolipid, and this is considered as the first factor which is responsible for the pathogenesis of this particular disease, that is TB. What is the role of this trehalose dimycolate? This is main role. It starts immune reactions. Number one is immune reactions. It increases the immune reactions. Another important thing I would like to mention it here, that will be it helps in formation of the granuloma. It is formation of the granuloma. Okay, these two things generally it is done by this particular toxic molecule which is present in the cell wall of this organism. Okay. Then we will come to the next one, that would be our another important molecule which is present in the cell wall of the Mycobacterium. That would be, we can say that is number 2, that would be lipoarabinose mannan, and another also there is lipomannan. The two molecules, and mostly these are also glycolipid. Also they are glycolipid, and it is one of the major component. We can say it is one of the major component of this cell wall. You just keep in your mind. So in cord factor, it was responsible for the granuloma formation. But here some major pathogenic processes are being done by this particular material, of this particular component, I could say. Okay. So here, what is the role or function of this lamb? Shortly we call it is a lamb. Okay, and what are the basic function? It is being done by this lamb molecule or lamb components. That is number one, it inactivation. We can say that is inactivate macrophages. Inactivate the macrophages. How it inactivate the macrophages? It will reduce or inhibit the formation of the interferon gamma. It will reduce or inhibits the formation of the interferon gamma. That's in that way it will inactivate the macrophages. Another important thing, it is done by this particular lamp, that will be what? Suppose there will be inactivations of the macrophages, as well as it will attach with this. It will attach with the other leukocytes or other immune cells of our body. In that way, they will secrete what? That is tumor necrosis factor, as well as what? Another is interleukin 10. What is the role of tumor necrosis factor? Here the tumor necrosis factor is responsible for the fever. We can say another one, that is weight loss. Another one, that is fever, weight loss, and most of the time it can protect it from this destruction of or immune reactions. It can protect our body from the destruction of these bacteria. So another one, that is IL-10. IL-10 is responsible for the what? IL-10 is responsible for the suppressor of the T cells, suppressor of the proliferation of the proliferation of the T cells. So another, let's discuss something about the another factor or another toxin which is responsible for the or takes the major role in the pathogenesis of this disease condition. That will be component. We can say that will be component. Number three part is the component. Here component and its function is just like component like function, because it remains in the walls. It remains in the walls of this what? Walls of the cell walls of the mycobacterium. It remains in the cell walls of the mycobacterium, and it acts as opsonin. It acts as opsonin molecule. So it opsonizes the organism. This mycobacterium will be opsonizes and it will be easily taken care of by, or it will be easily uptake by the macrophages. So it will be uptake by the macrophages. In that way it can enter inside the macrophages, and this will enter inside the macrophages. As well as after entering inside the macrophages, there will be no destruction of these bacteria, because they can be protected by other two factors. That is, number one is LAM, another is cord factor. So obviously it will remain inside the macrophages without any damage or without any destruction, and it will start proliferating or multiplication. There will be no problem in multiplication because it is already protected by these two factors. Another factor we would like to discuss it here. It is also responsible in case of pathogenesis. So here there is heat shock protein. We can say that will be heat shock protein, which is very immunogenic. We can say that is immunogenic and responsible for the increased immune reactions. This is all about the pathogenesis by these four factors. Number one is cord factor, number two is LAM or LM, then number three is complement, and number four is heat shock protein. These four factors, they protect what? They protect the mycobacterium or protect that particular organism against the host cell or host destruction. This is all about this pathogenesis. How to protect, how the organism protects itself against the immune cell, against the body immune mechanism. This is the things, this is the four factor, mostly major four factors. They are mostly responsible for their self protection. And next video we will discuss something about our host immunity.